A lot of folks have been asking lately for an update on the beaver pond. So I'm taking a few minutes this morning to fulfill that request. Having some heavy rains yesterday and high winds, and it stripped a lot of the color away. A lot of the trees are gone bare overnight. It's a beautiful fall this year. Hate to see the color go. Nice little gift for the end of the season. Beautiful morning. The water is just like a mirror out here. Gorgeous. Just beautiful. I've got a bunch of geese coming up here. Here they come. Oh, must be quite a view from up there. I want to show you what the beaver is up to here. Now that is the lodge he had last year that you've seen me film many times. Then he built a new lodge right next to it and abandoned that one. Now I have heard the beavers will abandon the lodge if it becomes infested with lice. Sounds kind of far-fetched to me. Couldn't say if there's any truth behind it. But for one reason or another, the beavers abandoned the lodge that they've been living in. They built another one right next door. Now they're building this other one right here. This is the best choice for them because it's in the deepest pool by the dam here. That way, if the ice gets thick, they still have access in and out of their lodge. In the spring, when I was in here, just as the ice was leaving the pond, I filmed the beavers, and I had 5 of them swimming around, and it was great to see that. I was really happy about that. But through the course of the summer, the beavers have been swimming up through the culvert upstream, and my neighbors have been shooting them. It's kind of sad. I don't really understand why someone would build a house on a marsh if you don't like the wildlife, but hey, it's his land. He can do whatever he wants, I suppose. I just don't understand it. So my beaver population has gone down. But it's been a really dry year this year. A lot of the marshes in the area are dry. My lower marsh has no water whatsoever. I have another little marsh up there. There's not a drop of water in it. And the same with the marsh along my boundary. Other marshes in the area are the same way. They're dry. So because the beavers are here, they kept the dam maintained, and whatever rainfall we got stayed here. The marsh is down, but it held water, and there's been a lot of wildlife coming in and out. I got great blue herons, and I got those white herons. I think they call them great white herons. I'm not sure. There's different kinds of terns. I watched them diving. I got kingfishers, ducks and geese, lots and lots of geese. I was out here the other morning, and there must have been 75 to 100 geese out here. They're just wonderful to watch, and I really enjoy it. I have no problems at all with hunting and trapping and all of that. I do a lot of it myself, but I also have a tremendous respect and adoration, and I like to watch them, and being able to have them come and have a safe haven. It's been really enjoyable, and like I said, you can't just take all the time. You got to give back, and when you give back, you get rewarded in so many ways. So anyway, I've had a lot of requests to show the beaver activity, so I'm going to do that, show you what they're up to. It's really fascinating. This is their new lodge here. You can see where he's going in and out of the water, carrying up mud, placing it in there, waterproofing his hut. Pretty remarkable that they do that. They dive down here and then they rock it up, pushing all kinds of mud in front of them. And then they carry it up They walk on their hind feet. It's just remarkable, and they place all the mud. I'm so grateful that they made this pond for me, as they're so much fun to watch. They're just fascinating. And just an incredible animal to be able to alter the landscape like they do. But unfortunately, that's the downfall for them, because they're not welcome on property. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But right now, let's go over there and I will show you what they're up to over there. They're building secondary dams below the dam. They got quite the operation going here. All those little marks as his teeth. That's a young beaver. You see here, like those two right there, that's his two front teeth. And he takes a bite, and he takes a bite, and he takes a bite, and he eats the bark off it like an ear of corn. They're pretty cool. He eats all the bark. And then he uses the rest of it for building material. Yeah. Go look at over here. You see here, they're coming up over the dam. They've got it all packed down. And then they come back here. You see they cut the trees down. And they cut them up into lengths that they can handle. And then they drag them back out into the water. But this one here, he obviously cleans up after himself because there's no brush or anything. They bring it all back. And what they're cutting down is just swamp brush. This stuff, you can cut it down to the stump and it just grows right back up the next year. The beavers are causing no trouble at all. They take a few trees, but that's all right. It's a give and take, you know. I don't care if they cut a few trees, but most of what they're doing here is just brush. When I was filming them back in the spring, I was documenting some of their cutting activity. And I filmed where they were cutting trees down of pretty good size and then cutting it into different lengths that they could handle. And the closer they were to the stump, the shorter the lengths were because the trees were fatter and heavier. And then as he progressed up the tree and the tree got thinner, the lengths were longer. He had the smarts to figure it out. They're just, I don't know. I'll show you some more stuff. Well, I figured since I'm out here, I might as well tend to my duck houses. I've had great success with these ever since the beavers established a pond. Oh, there's been success in this one too. Need the feathers? Wood duck feathers. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy to see that. That makes me feel good. This one's going to have to get fixed up, though. It's leaning forward a lot. Oh, that's great. I wish that more landowners would open their eyes to the big picture before they eradicate all the beavers from their property. By providing the beavers with a safe haven, in return, not only have they transformed an ugly expanse of mud and brush into a beautiful pond, but they offer some great entertainment as well. Well, look at this little fella here. He came right up close to make sure he got himself in the picture. The red light's flashing. Okay, watch me go. Little show off. I'd say he displays some pretty impressive motor skills, especially the way he passes his brother like that. Now, Mama kept a watchful eye on all the activities while she tended to her housekeeping. She found a stick that failed her inspection, but with a few good jabs, she had it tucked up out of harm's way. You don't want the kiddos poking an eye out. My camo's not fooling her. She knows I'm here, so it's time to sound the alarm. Okay, everybody, recess is over. Mama gives the slap, Papa gives the slap, the kiddos go slap, slap, and the bubble trails race back to the lodge from all directions. This beaver family is tucked in for the day. When you give more than you take from Mother Nature, you'll be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams.